At the edge of the sea on a cliff, there's a tree there. And on one branch of a tree, a bird is there building its nest. The bird is building the nest. It's got babies, little birds inside the nest. And this bird, mother bird, flies away and brings food, worms for the babies. They're eating food. It's making more, fixing the house. Okay? So this bird I'm going to call first bird. And this first bird represents our life in the world, general life of people in the world. You go to college, you study, you get a job, you have a partner, you get married, you start to have a family, you're making your house. The activities of the first bird represent the life that we all grew up. In every tradition, we have a model. You do this, you go to school, you get your education, you find a partner, whatever, maybe you get married, you start to make a house, start a family, these kind of things. That's the first bird, okay? Very active, very dynamic activity. Nothing wrong. On a branch just above the first bird is another bird that looks identical, but this bird is not building any nest. It's not making any family, it's not having any job. It just quietly looks. It's just quietly. In his view is the first bird, and the first bird's dreams and past and memories and activities, everything is, the second bird is aware of it, but also aware of the vast environment, the ocean and the sea, and feel the breeze and so on. This second bird represents a certain ability within us to observe without doing, just paying attention, looking with detachment, just observing. You can relate to this? The one who is just aware, just observing. Now, I want to say something. The second bird is inside the first bird. You get where I'm going? In our life, we have that expression of doing and making life and responding to all that comes to us in life. Very active, very dynamic. But inside, there's a capacity to also observe. And we are aware. We don't have to stop the first bird. He can go on. But from the second bird position, there's just observing. The second bird it does not doing what I'm not. It's not scratching his chin. It's just an ability to be aware, not just everything is identified, but observing. Just take that in for a moment. In fact, very much you're in second bird mode, even now. Listening is happening, understanding, doubts may come, but you're not doing anything. It is just also happening within you, in your awareness. The second bird represents awareness. The first bird represents activity, mind, body. Second bird, awareness, presence, just like stillness is there. No? You can relate to these positions, isn't it? Anyone who can relate to this first bird position and stay with it, even sit for 5 minutes, watching all that comes up in the mind, people coming, things doing like that, but be aware of this, what I call the second bird position. Stay with it. Sometimes some thought come and it's as though it wants to pull the second bird into first bird position. Come and do, but it simply is aware. It holds, it stays in itself. Because it has the ability and the tendency, when it identifies with first bird, it's as though it becomes first bird. But in reality, it didn't become anything at all. This you may call imagination. If you come even just to this place and you observe make a habit of observing. Not all day. You have to go take care of your family, you have to go to work, whatever. But gradually, this power to observe will start to spread in the activity also. In whatever you're doing, this stillness will be present even in the heart of your activities. Don't just hear this. Try and see. Anytime, sit behind. The mind is going, and that's it. Don't fight him. Don't try to stop the mind. Let him run. Just disassociate and just be aware this is happening, this is playing at the moment. But obviously, in the place where you are observing this, it can feel very near, but it's still a part you're observing. If you don't log into that activity and just observe, at some point, it seems that just becomes further away. And the observing place becomes its presence itself in peace. There's no noise there. And there's joy here. The opportunity in every life is to at least come to this point. You may call through meditation, you could call through prayer, you could call through contemplation or self-inquiry, or whether you're doing the true yoga is actually the meaning of this. To be aware of diversity within your unicity. Is making sense like this? This is a simpler way to explain, no? We do this, you stay with this, and you're not saying, oh, I reject the world, no, the world. No, don't judge. Just keep observing and staying. There's so much power, real power. The mind might say, no, you're not doing anything, that's lazy. You'll have to hear, you have to hear his voice. Because if you listen to the voice, it will pull you into not just first bird activity, but first bird identity. Let the identity of first bird be second bird, and let the activity of first bird be activity. You follow like this. Just this you do, just this. Then you say, yeah, but, no, don't but. Kick the butt. Don't go but. That's the mind again, almost calling you, come, play. Look, you have to figure something out. But just keep being aware like this. At first, it might seem this is too passive. We're not doing anything at all. Mind will say that. You're not doing anything at all. You're pretending. That's all the spirituality. And you have to listen, just be aware of that. But just continue seeing that that's just another voice arising in the space of observing. And gradually, I don't want to tell you what happened. I've told you enough. Discover what it is, and then come and stand before me, and I'll look at you and tell you, very good. Or go and sit down and continue like that. Because until you are able to do this, either by prayer, by surrendering everything to God, or by following these, it comes same thing. You come back to your inherent peace. All the money in the world cannot buy you this. All the friends in the world cannot buy you this. All the fame in the world cannot bring you this. Yet without this, you'll never be fully alive. Always be running about like some headless chicken. Justice. Now, if today's satsang was justice, go and sit down, pay attention. You don't have to go looking for your mind, okay? You're coming, it's coming. But he has to report to you. He has to report to you. Because what you are is consciousness. He will come, arise in you. And he will keep arising in you as long as we are susceptible to identifying personally. It's for the person he comes, because he cannot come for the Lord in you. He's come for the person potential to go into first bird activity, first bird identity. When you recognize second bird awareness, first bird has no identity. It is just the activities. If you can understand this deeply, deeply, all the troubles that come in your mind will begin to thin away. They'll lose their influence. They will lose their grip. The psychological identities will go. Just this. But the thing is, we have spent so long in personal identity, it's as though you lack the faith. You must have just enough faith to say, I'll try. And enough courage that when the mind goes, oh no, woo, 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 that you don't give up. Persist. Persist. Because when that change, when that realization explodes inside you, it's like an atomic bomb of peace in you. Crazy kind of words to say, isn't it? When that is there, you will not have to try and convince me with your mouth anything. Let your presence speak if it needs to. And it will respond always appropriately to the needs of the moment. You don't have to know what is coming when you're resting inside your heart. And you don't have to be afraid. Because He, the Lord of the universe, takes care of it. This is the kind of conversation that I have to have with you. This tit-tat, 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 it goes nowhere. Tick-tock, 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 it goes nowhere. This much today, this much tomorrow, this much again, and I see we're not in some way grasping. Whatever you study in this world, you may begin as an apprentice and you practice and you become eventually a master of it, unless you drop out. Whatever you love, you have given your attention to it naturally. Whatever you love. If you fall in love with someone, you don't need anyone to come to remind you of your beloved. Hello, have you thought of your beloved today? Oh my God, oh, yes. No, you never have to do it because of love and because of urge and desire to transcend, to find. That is what is there. And I'll tell you, your natural urge in you is to find this. One time the world is going to become too heavy for you to keep carrying around because you keep dragging the world around you. One time you can just let. In fact, the world is not heavy. The ego is heavier than the world. If you don't get it, you keep blaming the mind. Oh, the mind and the world and people and blah. No, it's ego. Arrogance. Pride. Self-importance at a personal or phenomenal level. Please understand this. You're so convinced you're a person. I so know your presence. You're missing yourself. And not aware of it. So now I say, I won't take any questions, so I can relax. I haven't burdened you. No questions for a moment. Okay, good. Now, exhale. And exhale all that you hold on to. All that you hold on to, all the thoughts and the intention is, let them, like you could, each breath just breathe them out and don't call them back. Let everything out. Be totally empty of intention. Even the intention for enlightenment even. Just let go of everything. Try now also, because in the now all things are possible. Do it. There you go. Empty of even the idea you have of yourself. Empty, empty, empty. Is it possible? Whatever you can let go of, listen, whatever you can let go of is possible only because they are not you. Whatever you can let go of. That's why I say, let go. I'll let go of all of it then, including the idea you have of yourself. Even the idea, I want to be free, let go of everything for a moment. Have a little courage to do. Let go of everything. I have this particular question of wanting to ask for it. Let go of it for a moment. Let go of everything. It's so empty. And even the sense of waiting or anticipation for, okay, now what? Let go of this also. And remain as what remain. Any form, any thought, any projection for a moment. Simple exercise. Let go of it. Then the mind says, but this is really important. I can't let go of this. Let go of that. But the mind said, let go of that also. It is the most simple thing. It's simple, simple. You say, but it comes back. Yeah, let him come back, but let go of. No, don't cling to anything. And see from here, what remain here? Who are you if you don't hold on to any concept or any intention? You can do now. What is your size? What is your culture? What is your race? What is your gender? Hold on to nothing at all. What remain? Don't give any form to it. What remain? Still the mind will still think, I don't see anything. I won't tell anyone to stop this or change your job and do that. I'm not interested in that. Why? Because there are no conditions for the self. Let it go, let it happen. But pay attention to the power that you have to pay attention without identifying. Give it a chance. Keep doing it. Just do only that. And tell me you can't do it. Tell me you cannot do it. We have time and we make time for every kind of foolishness. But to do this, you prefer answers to your questions. But I give questions to your questions. And say, don't be lazy, just look. There are some here, I know it has to be here, who are destined to wake up, totally. I know that. Otherwise, I could not be here. because not one single breath of God is wasted. And don't expect anything epic and whoa, whoa, some Hollywood bang or something. No, just don't expect. Don't expect. Because whatever is expected, you who witness it are beyond and greater than it. May, by the grace of God, those in whose hearts this matters and who yearn for this, needing no descriptions of this, be totally fulfilled. So be it.